Dear Hervé, you have been the advisor for European Digital Forum, and you are board member of Mobile Marketing Association, and you also founder and entrepreneur for Privomni. This is a data privacy company.
So if you think about digitalization, there's been a lot of intermediaries into that digitalization, which are often people in some way. People. So again, not digitalized. I am someone doing something for somebody, but I am a people. So and this task is not one automated. Maybe it's required some manual things and so on. So suddenly, in that new world of, let's say, beings across, everything that is going to be able to be automated. And certainly the big companies who were in that process for some of them to digitalize and to move forward, we say end-to-end and so on, putting things in place, now they have to. It's not that they can afford to do, oh yes, let's wait. No, because when suddenly you have the constraint to let's say, have, let's say 80–90% of your employees working from home, you cannot tell them, oh guys, I don't have something to give you in place in terms of security, connections to network, be able to fulfill your work and so on. No, everything needs to be in place.
Data privacy, data security will be an important issue. What do you do in Privomni? Can you explain what is your service?
So basically, and we think that this is the good time for us to move forward onto, and it's a good opportunity for us because we are protecting users' data and users' keys data. So what matters to them, and typically passwords that people are using every day, that is a kind of a burden on your shoulder because you have to think about tens of passwords different, and now the website and the apps and so on are telling you, hey, you need to enter a strong password, so you need to think about it. With Privomni, we help users not to think about it. We help users to click on a button and it generates very strong passwords, unique per website or per apps or per, let's say, brand. And then after, you don't need to think about it. Then we protect your own identity because you leave your email every day onto, again, those apps and those websites and so on, whether your personal email, whether your business email. As soon as you leave your email, there is a risk that if a data breach, if the data is shared, if something, then you're going to get spam and spoofing and phishing, whatever, and you cannot control that. With Privomni, we help users to recontrol that because you can as well, each user can generate a unique email address when they register on websites and then ask to forward that email to their personal or tomorrow the business address. So we protect the identity, we protect the anonymity of people, and in some way, this is the world that we are living in. So today, even when I am in the offline world, I am asked my email address because they want to contact me. They want to send me promotions. They want to inform me about their, let's say, if I am a member of their, I don't know, program or whatever, they want to inform me. So the connection here now is no longer a kind of a voice connection. Yeah, you have sometimes people on the phone, but no, it's mostly done through emails and mobile phones and so on. So it's going through a kind of relationship from those things. And in Privomni, because the key is now the identity, we protect that identity in terms of security. And we protect that for consumers, but we protect that for employees as well. So tomorrow, any company can use our service to protect their employees, again, passwords and email addresses. And companies are facing today data breaches and phishing that are putting in danger their business because as soon as someone enters your network and takes your data, it's going to be a very, very big issue for the company. So yes, we're working on that, let's say, cybersecurity, data protection, and data control from the consumer and user, but as well from the employee and company perspective.
What are your suggestions for the companies in digitalization that they can take benefit from very fast, quick wins?
So I think, today they need, again, to make sure that their process, which used to be, in some cases, whether this is a billing process, whether this is, let's say, a purchase order process, whether this is all those processes, the chain that they have and their big companies needs to be used and pushed as much as possible onto the digital transformation and avoid the kind of multiple levels into the company to validate something or to do something which basically is going to take time. And at the end of the day, the time is critical factor. So because if you think about Amazon, they have reduced that time because they digitalize almost everything. And they have reduced that time in terms of the time you click on the button purchase, then they get you that to you in the afternoon sometimes. So, and I think companies need to think about their process in terms of internal process first, the way they work internally, and how they can digitalize some of those processes so that they shorten the time and the efficiency and the quality of those processes, and then the process with their clients and providers, so that as well those processes are as much as possible digitalized and less based on some paper to sign or something, whatever. Things need to be tomorrow very much, smooth in terms of the relationship and based on automated things which are going to involve and bring quality in the experience, quality in the delivery, because the delivery is the thing that matters. And you avoid some issues with the kind of, this person of someone or a department, they have not done their job, so it's blocking everything, because basically they are entering. No, you need to kind of, so in the hierarchy of companies, it's going to decrease the number of people in the kind of organization. Is going to have massive impact on organization, working more on projects oriented than being just hierarchy of I have a manager who has a manager and the validation and so on. So it's more. So I think digitalization has a huge role to play, whether internally or in the process with clients and providers.
Dear Hervé, I thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure talking and seeing you. Thank you for your observations and for your suggestions. Would you like to make any final comment? I thank you so much.
I'd like to thank you very much. And that means, yes, we are definitely going to enter, I think, on my view is that I hope that this period, which is a difficult one, is going to bring us, let's say, a new way of doing things in some
way.
And I mean that it shouldn't be, business as usual like before. That would be a very shame for me. So, and I hope that we will take, let's say, advantage of that period to think differently in terms of a relationship between people. And again, saying, okay, that we need to change the way it's done and moving to transformation and accelerate the digital transformation so that today we bring better life to employees, clients, and providers relationships. The relationship doesn't change itself, but the business itself is kind of put on hold. Yeah. So yes, you're right that you need to, it's very interesting. And I think you have done it's a good idea to do what you're doing, because it's analyzing where are the impact and the way that people think about it. It's tomorrow repositioning a bit as well your consulting business. So knowing where can I help in that world today, but the world after that world, where are going to be the kind of pain points? And there are a lot today, as you mentioned, and huge one. But where are they going to need me and to need the consultancy to happen, and in which form? Let's say again, we thought about digitalization.
In new forms. In new forms.
Yes. In a new form, absolutely. And I think reinventing that is a good way. And I think you're taking the good time to do that. I think it's a good opportunity.
Exactly. This is what I do now.
Okay, so good.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, thank you, Atesh. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.